You navigate the narrow pathway between towering stacks of Christmas decorations and camping gear that hasn't left its storage bins since 2015, breathing air thick with the musty scent of cardboard and old motor oil that seems permanently embedded in the concrete floor. Your fingers brush against the dusty handle of a lawnmower buried behind exercise equipment still in its original packaging, while overhead, fishing rods and golf clubs hang from hooks like the skeleton of some long-forgotten hobby. The garage door opener hums occasionally, but it's been years since it actually opened to accommodate anything larger than your recycling bins. Then your neighbor mentions they're looking for a contractor to expand their driveway because their garage is full of junk and they need somewhere to park. The comment hits like a judgment, implying that your perfectly organized storage system represents failed priorities and poor space management. They see wasted square footage, inefficient use of expensive real estate, and evidence of consumption habits spiraling out of control. You feel something they can't understand: the satisfaction of having everything in its designated place, the security of being prepared for any scenario, the impossible task of distinguishing between useful storage and meaningless accumulation. The world sees people who fill garages with everything except cars as disorganized hoarders who've lost perspective on what garages are for. You know you're maximizing the utility of space that would otherwise sit empty most of the day. The archive. The Cars Don't Need Your Garage contains the seasonal rotation of your entire household. Winter clothes that won't fit in closets, holiday decorations that transform your home multiple times per year, and sporting equipment for activities that depend on weather, schedules, and motivation aligning perfectly. Each storage zone represents careful organization of possessions that would overflow indoor spaces if not systematically warehoused in climate-controlled secure storage that happens to have been designed for automobiles. Dr. Stephanie Sarkis' research on organizational psychology reveals that people who utilize garages for storage often demonstrate superior spatial planning and inventory management compared to those who limit themselves to indoor storage solutions. Her studies show that garage-based organization systems frequently indicate advanced logistical thinking rather than poor space management. Your garage represents efficient use of square footage that cars occupy only when parked, but rarely utilize for their intended transportation purpose. But here's what even organization experts often miss. You're not failing to use your garage properly. You're recognizing that cars need garages less than your possessions do. Modern vehicles function perfectly in driveways, while your stored items require protection from weather, theft, and temperature fluctuations that outdoor storage cannot provide. The security that driveways can't offer your garage protects thousands of dollars worth of tools, electronics, and equipment that would be vulnerable to theft if stored in outdoor sheds or visible through windows. The same space that would shelter one depreciating vehicle instead protects multiple valuable assets that maintain or increase their utility over time. Your power tool, sports equipment, and seasonal items represent investments that require security infrastructure cars don't actually need. Dr. Marcus Felson's research on crime prevention reveals that enclosed, locked storage reduces theft risk by over 80% compared to outdoor or visible storage options. Your garage functions as a bank vault for possessions that thieves actively target, while cars parked in driveways face minimal additional risk compared to street parking. The security value of garage space far exceeds its convenience value for vehicle storage. This explains why insurance companies often provide discounts for garage-stored valuables, but minimal discounts for garage-parked vehicles. Your tools, bicycles, and electronics benefit more from garage protection than cars benefit from weather shielding that modern paint and materials easily withstand. The flexibility that parking spots. Eliminate Your Garage serves multiple functions that car storage would render impossible. Workshop space for projects, exercise area during bad weather, staging ground for moving and reorganization, and climate-controlled storage for items that temperature fluctuations would damage. Each square foot of garage space can serve different purposes throughout the year, maximizing utility in ways that permanent vehicle parking cannot match. Dr. Sarah Susanka's research on home space utilization shows that single-purpose rooms provide lower satisfaction and functionality than multi-use spaces that adapt to changing needs. Your garage represents flexible real estate that responds to seasonal demands, project requirements, and life transitions that fixed vehicle parking would prevent. When you use garage space for holiday preparation, spring cleaning, or major purchases, you're maximizing space efficiency rather than misusing it. But modern urban planning assumes that garage space should remain permanently allocated to vehicles that spend 95% of their time parked elsewhere. Your garage usage represents recognition that static space allocation wastes opportunities for dynamic utility based on actual rather than assumed needs. The economics that car storage can't justify your garage store's possessions worth significantly more than the convenience value of covered parking, and many of these items would require expensive off-site storage if not housed in your garage. Professional storage units cost hundreds of dollars monthly, while providing less security, accessibility, and climate control than your garage offers. The economic logic of using garage space for valuable storage rather than vehicle convenience becomes clear when you calculate replacement costs and storage alternatives. Dr. Elizabeth Dunn's research on space economics reveals that people consistently undervalue storage utility while overvaluing parking convenience, leading to inefficient allocation of expensive square footage. Your garage usage represents accurate assessment of relative value, protecting thousands of dollars worth of possessions versus providing weather protection for assets that function equally well outdoors. The opportunity cost of parking cars in garages becomes obvious when you consider that vehicles depreciate while stored possessions often maintain or increase their utility. Your garage contains exercise equipment that supports health goals, tools that enable home maintenance, and hobby supplies that provide creative outlets, all generating ongoing value that car storage cannot match. The preparedness that empty garages can't provide. Your garage contains emergency supplies, backup equipment, and seasonal necessities that suburban life requires but indoor storage cannot accommodate. Natural disasters, power outages, and supply chain disruptions transform excess garage storage into essential preparedness that could determine your family's comfort and safety during emergencies. Your water storage, generator, camping gear, and extra supplies represent insurance against uncertainty that empty garage space cannot provide. Dr. Neil Weinstein's research on preparedness psychology shows that maintaining emergency supplies reduces anxiety more effectively than insurance policies or financial planning, because physical preparedness provides tangible evidence of readiness rather than abstract protection. Your garage contents represent visible security that creates psychological benefits beyond their practical utility. Recent supply chain disruptions, natural disasters, and economic uncertainty have validated storage behaviors that previously seemed excessive. Your garage full of excess supplies proved its value when stores were empty, delivery systems failed, and normal purchasing patterns became impossible. The creativity that car parking destroys your garage serves as project space where messy, large-scale activities can occur without disrupting indoor living areas. Whether you're refinishing furniture, organizing estate sale purchases, or working on craft projects that require space and ventilation, your garage provides creative freedom that car storage would eliminate. This flexibility enables hobbies, maintenance, and projects that improve your quality of life in ways that vehicle convenience cannot match. Dr. When Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi's research on creativity and space shows that having dedicated areas for potentially messy or large-scale projects significantly increases engagement in creative and maintenance activities that improve life satisfaction. Your garage represents creative infrastructure that car parking would destroy, limiting your ability to pursue projects that require more space than indoor rooms provide. The trend towards smaller indoor spaces makes garage workshop areas increasingly valuable for activities that previous generations could accomplish in basements, attics, or spare rooms. Your garage provides the last available space in modern homes for projects that require tools, ventilation, and tolerance for temporary mess. The social connection. That storage facilitates your garage enables social activities that indoor spaces cannot accommodate. Organizing neighborhood events, hosting garage sales that build community connections, storing equipment for group activities, and providing staging areas for collaborative projects. The space also allows you to help friends and neighbors by storing their possessions during moves, renovations, or life transitions, creating social bonds that car storage would prevent. Dr. Robert Putnam's research on social capital reveals that shared resources and mutual assistance create stronger community connections than individual convenience features. Your garage storage capacity represents social infrastructure that enables helping others while building relationships based on practical support rather than just social interaction. But there's something deeper happening with garage utilization. Your storage choices reflect values that prioritize preparedness, creativity, and community over individual convenience, demonstrating life philosophies that car-centric culture tends to discourage. Here's the counterintuitive truth that most people miss about garages full of everything except cars. You're not misusing the space, you're optimizing it. Cars don't need garage protection as much as your other possessions need garage storage, and the economic, practical, and psychological benefits of storage-focused garages exceed the convenience benefits of car parking in most suburban contexts, which reveals something profound about modern American space allocation. We've inherited assumptions about proper space usage that don't match actual utility needs, leading to guilt about choices that demonstrate superior resource management. In a culture that prioritizes automobile convenience above all other considerations, using garage space for human needs represents the radical recognition that shelter should serve people rather than vehicles. In the end, that garage full of carefully organized possessions isn't a failure to park cars properly. It's evidence of a life rich enough to require substantial storage, organized enough to manage complex inventories, and practical enough to prioritize actual utility over assumed social expectations. The garage becomes a symbol of every space we're told should serve single purposes, but could better serve our actual needs. Every resource we're encouraged to optimize for convenience rather than value. Every square foot of our homes that could support our lives more fully if we ignored what they're supposed to contain.